Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another reading for the collective. It's your boy Ross here, coming to you every Tuesday and Thursday with these timeless messages for the collective. Before I even set up my little setup here, I was drawn to this to bring this. I was given this by a friend. I forget what it's called, but green calcite just came through. Don't quote me on that. Uh, it's for the heart. So that might be relevant for some folks, or that might be relevant for the reading. We will see. Like I say, I like to keep these non prescriptive, non fortune telling, but more storytelling, telling the story of you. So if there is a point that you have reached in your story that you would like a little guidance in, a little outside perspective, I invite you to hold that thought in your mind or in your heart. And we'll take 3 deep breaths into that space, breathing out, letting some sound come out as you do. Breathing in and out. And second time, breathing in and out. And last time, breathing in and out. This is a special reading because it's infused with Reiki. I was just sitting here calling in the Reiki before we began. So this message this message is timeless, and the energy within it is timeless as well. So even if you do find this, you want to come out as well. Even if you do find this on a Thursday, hello. And if you find this on any other day of the week, hello to you as well. So, what else wants to come out? What do we need to look at? What's brewing for you? And I'm hearing mind, body, spirit. Can we get one for the soul? Thank you. All right. So, we can look at this through the lens of the mind, the body, the spirit, and the soul. And I guess we could talk about the differentiation between spirit and soul once we get there. So here's what's up in your mind right now. Justice, 11, this idea of balance and fairness, equitableness. And this has been coming up in a lot of the readings recently with regards to ruling your mind, judging your thoughts, bringing that fairness to everything that you're thinking about and saying, is this relevant to what I want to think? Is this seeding love, or is this sowing a grievance? So this is a good place to be. This is a great place for your mind to be, actually, because you're bringing this discernment. When we look at the sword here, it's reminiscent of the sword held by the Queen of Swords, as well as the fist gripping the sword in the Ace of Swords, pointing straight up to represent directness, truth, big T truth. Where is it? Big T truth of thought here. And we've got the scales here, balance. So, yes, you are a human, and you might have human thoughts from time to time, but it's important to weigh those against the thoughts that you share with your creator, which you're doing. It's upright. Way to go. Chapeau. Finger snaps. Round of applause. You're doing it. You're ruling your mind, and it's beautiful because your thoughts create your reality. And there's that one quote Uh, Goes something like, if we knew the power of our minds and the thoughts that we had, we'd never have a bad thought or a discouraging thought ever again. And to speak to my own experience, you're doing the work, you're meditating, you're having those moments of bliss, and everything is going well, and then you find yourself stuck in those thought patterns. You'll be pouring your coffee and realize that you're thinking thoughts that are unholy, or at the very least unloving, about someone, something, some situation, and you catch them. It's the catching that's important, because it can feel like a real uh, struggle when you are catching. It's like, "Oh, that thought again? Oh, we're still doing that? Oh, blah, 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 blah." And this was happening to me a lot yesterday. And then this morning I woke up and those kinds of thoughts seemed alien to who I am at my essence. And that is what we're seeing here. So good for you. That's the mind. How's your body? Your mind is looking beautiful. The body as well. Ooh, your strength is coming back. Look at that. 8 strength. 8, 9. No, that's 11. Sorry. Um, yeah, maybe you started a new workout routine, or you're changing the way you're eating. But and this goes beyond physical strength. When we are bringing the judgment, or when we are bringing justice, the fairness, the balance to those thoughts, it has a direct effect on our body as well. There's a line from A Course in Miracles that goes something like, uh, basically, the body is what the mind creates. And here we are living on this 3D plane, and we have to have a body in order to exist, and touch these cards, play with the YouTube, watch this with our body's eyes, and we have a choice of whether we want to let our body, let our experience be informed by the ego thoughts, the little self thoughts, or the higher self thoughts, the big T thoughts. And if you're aligning your thoughts with your creator, then the rest of your reality is going to show up in a similar way. Well done. Well done. So, mind, body, spirit, and soul. So, for a while, I thought these two were kind of interchangeable, but I've come to reevaluate that and decide that the spirit is kind of like the overarching thing. The spirit is the direct presence with the creator of your understanding, and the soul is how you have experienced that spirit throughout all its interactions, incarnations. Maybe both is correct. So, spirit is a much broader way of experiencing the oneness, the consciousness, and the soul is the more individual for your journey, or the journeys you've had, uh, here and elsewhere. Has my incense gone out again? Man, oh man. Y'all coming on here, bringing your energy, putting out my little fires. See what I tell you. Powerful people here, and I'm glad you're here. If this is resonating with you, drop a comment below. Like, share, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Like, share, subscribe, do the YouTube stuff. Because it's what we're doing here. It's what we're doing here in this realm of reality. So why not? Why not take advantage of it? All right. Enough silliness. Let's get back to the real silliness. Spirit soul. Ooh, hangman reversed. You're coming down. You're bringing that spirit. It'll be very interesting to see. We got all major arcana here. How about that? Be very interesting to see what the soul is here, because the spirit is, I mean, as far as cards go for bringing that spiritual experience down into the body, into the thoughts, into the, yeah, into the mind and into the body. I don't think we could ask for a better card than the Hanged Man. This is someone who is taking that divine providence, that mandate from heaven, so to speak, and embodying it in your body and in your heart. You're You may have been hung upside down for a while or felt like you were out of place, but you never lost that smile. You never lost your halo. And now you're coming down off of the cross of your own creation back into the world. And I'm just feeling into this idea of the 3D and everything being temporary here, and how it must be a challenge for the creator to embody themselves in things that are designed to decay. This flesh won't last. This computer that you're watching this on, or phone that you're watching this on, won't last. But the essence of you and the essence of me, the spirit within the body and the mind, is eternal. How are we learning this in your soul? It's a balance. Look, the infinity sign here and the infinity sign here above strength. Two of Pentacles reversed. And when we see reversals, we can think of it as a blockage or as the opposite. And, for me, the way that I'm reading this now with the infinity symbol here, I mean, it looks the same whether it's upright or not. It's that ebbing and flowing, yinning and yonging, going in, going out, like the waves of the ocean. And that really does speak to this idea, and it's very interesting that the more mm, yang 3D uh, expressions cards here are upright, and then the two spiritual, esoteric are reversed. It's because we do have it kind of backward here, by design, of course, but this society that we're in gives precedence to the thinking that we do and the strength of our bodies, and it doesn't really give much credence to our spirit or our soul. And that's okay, because I feel like this is much like the topsy-turvy infinity symbol here. Sorry, infinity symbol here. I feel like that is shifting. I don't know if it could ever be a world where the spirit and the soul are given more or elevated to a place where the thoughts and the body are reduced. Even before the agricultural revolution, we were spurred on by feeding our body, feeding our tribe, feeding the people around us. I think, for better or for worse, having a body and having a body that has thoughts is just kind of a feature of living here. It's not a bug, it's a feature. And some folks, myself included, can tend to think of the body and the thoughts that it has about itself and about the other bodies it sees as a bug. But it's how we do it here. It's how we do humaning here in this earth school. And sometimes that does require looking at things in a different way. But understanding, going back to the idea of the spirit being the overarching and the soul being the expression, it is this kind of balance. It is this kind of dance that you've been doing of incarnating here and then going back to spirit when you die, and incarnating here and going back to spirit when you die. So this isn't your first time around, but it does feel like this is the first time, maybe in this lifetime, maybe in all the lifetimes, that you're really nailing this. You're really getting a sense of your thoughts creating the reality and how you're showing up in that reality. Bring us on home, Hafiz. What you got for us? Hafiz, of course, being the Sufi poet who lived in the 1300s in Persia, present-day Iran, and Hafiz has a lovely relationship with the divine. It's not a god above you. It's not a hierarchical father or lord. It is a friend. It is a beloved. It is someone that you can go drinking with and curl up in bed with after. And I love that. Any other ones want to come out? What's the wisdom from Hafiz? Is it just you? Two more times. One, two. Knew it. All right. And yeah, makes sense. Got a card for the mind body and a card for the spirit soul. So let's check this out. Mind body, have patience. 20. Also a 2 there. Have patience. And I know this one has definitely come up before. The moon, asked about her luminosity, said, I am a master of patience. It will happen. Perhaps not exactly as you imagined it, perhaps far better, but it will happen. Have patience during the in-between when you can't see the results of your hard work and diligent investments. There are forces moving on your behalf far beyond the realms of sight. Trust them. They are bringing you precisely, with divine timing, what you need to bring your soul into the fullest expression of itself. And the thing that was coming through with this was, if you have the thought, all right, I'm going to start working out, I'm going to start eating healthy, it might not show up immediately. It might, in fact, feel like you're weaker than you've ever been those first couple weeks. But eventually, at a certain point, what felt like an impossible task of doing a single push up, you'll be knocking out 10 and 20 and 30 like it's nobody's business. Just to have that patience, because you've mastered that, or are mastering it maybe, and you know that eventually the results show up in divine timing. And then for the spirit soul, we have seek counsel, which makes sense. 12, lots of 2s here. Also a 12. Seek counsel. Who is not seeking counsel whenever they look at beauty? There is a council of wisdom makers inside your soul. The council of beauty, the council of peace, the council of joy. Seek their advice daily. Tune your thoughts and actions to their vibration. And if you cannot hear them, seek the company of those elders who can. Listen to them, and they will tell you, that which does not bring you alive is too small for you. That's the title right there. That which does not bring you alive is too small for you. Yeah, I think that's all we can say about that. I can't say it any better than that. So we'll close it up here. Anything else want to come through? No, just expressing gratitude for showing up here. If you've enjoyed this, like I said, share it, save it, come back to it later. Maybe this will be more relevant on another day. But regardless, I thank you for being here. And if you're interested in working further, I'll leave my link below to my website. You can check out all the cool stuff I'm doing over there. But until we meet again, whether here or in some other form, I wish you nothing but peace, love, and happiness from this day forward. Take care.